Hey everyone, and welcome to Kraken's Crafting Cottage. Today I'm working on project number 3 in our nature-inspired series for the garden. Of course, it is multifunctional and completely customizable for your preference or for the season. As always, we're going to dive right in. I got these numbers from Hobby Lobby when they were 50% off, making them pretty comparable to Dollar Tree pricing. I wanted to go for a look that was as close to the color of my shutters as I could get them, but I didn't have a navy blue on hand, so I mixed a royal blue and a black together. Doing this actually worked out quite well so that I could get it just right. Many of my projects come with their fair share of trial and error. This was definitely no exception. Tip number 1 coming straight out the door. Start with the edges so that you have a place to hold each number and rotate it as you paint. What you see me doing here is testing out 3 different techniques to see which one I would like the best. The first one, using a Dollar Tree foam brush, didn't really stroke very well, so I'm going to tap it along this time. I do rather like the dimension that this one gives, but let's try a regular paintbrush. It didn't take too long for me to figure out that this was going to be my favorite. So I updated the other 2 accordingly. Giving it a nice thick coat, letting that dry, and then a second thick coat and letting it dry before doing the back. Tell me what color and which one you would go with in the comments below. The twine here I found in a 3-pack in the hardware section at the Dollar Tree. I also found the fence at the Dollar Tree, although I haven't seen it in quite some time, so I'm not sure if they still sell it or not. I have, however, seen it on Amazon. I found the shorter that I kept the twine, the easier it was to feed through so that I could go around and around and around the upper and lower edging of the fence. Remember that trial and error I was talking about? I'm not gonna lie, this was a complete struggle for me to really put into action what I was envisioning in my head. But don't worry, that's the power of editing. We're gonna make it easy peasy from here. The challenge really came where the crisscross met the edging. I found the secret to be crisscrossing the twine itself. That way it doesn't bunch up on one side or the other, and it comes to a close more evenly. When you've reached the end, grab that hot glue gun. Give your twine a little twist so you don't burn yourself when you close it off. As you can see, I really didn't grasp that crisscross the twine trick. Say that 5 times fast. Until I did get to the end. So I've had to add twine by using my hot glue gun and crisscrossing and gluing from there. And each section with that hot glue gun again. Clean up those stray hairs with a pair of scissors. Now it's time to do the bottom trimming, which incidentally did present an even larger challenge because the spacing in the crisscross was wider on the bottom than it was on the top, and it had a set of legs to work around. My lesson was learned. We're not even going to need those legs, so go ahead and get those cut off before you start doing the twine on the bottom. secure the end with a glue gun again. You can clearly see the difference between the wrapping around the top and the bottom. Although I filled in between the wider spread crossings, there were still large white gaps left behind. But that's nothing to worry about quite yet. Right now, we're going to focus on the base. I picked up several of these Better Homes and Gardens outdoor string lights in the garden clearance section at Walmart at the end of summer season for only $3.50 each. There's no way I was going to pass up that deal. Carefully unsnap and unwind the cord. Place the battery block in the area it will be once the sign is hung. Use the same tightly wound technique with this wire as with the twine to wrap it around the interior crisscrossing. A very special thank you to everyone that's made it this far in the video. If you haven't already, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share so that our tiny family channel can grow and reach more people like you. Let's get back to it. To create the bird perch and foundation for the family nameplate and seasonal vase dedication, I've taken a Dollar Tree over-the-door robe hanger and placed it over the corner in which the battery block awaits to be glued. I learned the hard way using hot glue alone will not withstand the outside elements. I recommend using Gorilla Glue and hot glue together or some other available combination. Whatever combination you use, make sure that you press and hold firmly for at least 45 seconds and allow for a good amount of time to pass so the glue is completely dry. Now that's nice and tight. Let's get those AA batteries in. Sparkles! Oh, so pretty! Now to get rid of the eyesores that aren't so pretty. Take a sturdy pair of scissors and cut off any extra appendages that might be hanging out. I used my kitchen shears. Don't worry if something cracks along the way. Most people will be looking at it from a distance and unable to see anything. I couldn't even see it in my photos. Let's take care of those pesky open white spots. Using a stack of tiny plastic cups that you can typically find in the wedding section at the Dollar Tree, they make the perfect size to simply hot glue over those bare spots. Using those same sharp shears, I'm carefully and gently cutting two corners catty-cornered from each other, and then gently folding for an even break. Carefully hot glue them into place. When they are nice and secure, you can fill them with whatever you'd like. I've chosen to go with peat moss and a couple of small fall florals. I'd love to hear what you're going to do. Drop it in the comments below. You can also go with pebbles or even real dirt with tiny flowers. Or really invite those flying fowls in by filling it with birdseed. I may try that out in the spring. Don't forget that seasonal bow attached with Velcro. I'm using a previously discarded Dollar Tree crafting wood, painting over it to match the numbers and shutters. Once it's dry, measure it out. This one is measured at 4 inches by 4 inches, so I'm making my design slightly smaller at 3 inches by 3 inches. I'm going to be using my Cricut to design and transfer the name and date. If you don't have a Cricut, that's not a problem. Dollar Tree has tons of letter transfers. You could also paint or stencil your messaging onto the piece. If you are using the Cricut method, carefully cut out, peel off, and tweed the permanent vinyl material. Another live and learn tip, if using the Cricut brand transfer tape, I highly recommend getting a towel, using your shirt or other material to make it a bit dirty, as it tends to be far too sticky to transfer without frustration. Once it's not as tacky, it's time to use. Make sure to follow the guidelines to apply so that when it's transferred, it will be straight. It pays off to use this individual attention technique when peeling back the transfer tape. Gently and carefully scrape each individual letter or figure from the transfer tape onto the wooden piece. Easy does it, one at a time. Use the same method if you're using any other kind of transfer or sticker option. I'm just going to put this right back on its backing and save it for another day's project. We have finally come to my favorite part, playing with the flowers. Prepare for the arrangement by cutting down a foam block that can be found in the floral section of the Dollar Tree or craft store. This sets us up to easily remove and replace with another arrangement at any time. I never throw a bouquet away, even if it's stems and leaves only. You know all too well that I love to customize everything, and that includes the way my bouquet looks. So I will mix and match them all the time. I've learned that really stretches out my dollar with all these projects too. While it's technically still summertime here, I am absolutely in love with this fall floral. Now let's get those finishing touches done. The oh so popular Mod Podge is coming into play because this will be displayed outside. I do a generous coat, let it dry, and go in for a second generous coat and let it dry for at least 48 hours. I only have to do this with the numbers and the seasonal plaque. I went through several adhesive options in order to get this to become realistically interchangeable given the weight of the material. Do not use Dollar Tree brand or even Scotch brand Velcro fasteners, as neither one worked with hot glue or super glue. It may seem a bit much, but go for that 16-pound command strip. Now it's time to assemble all the pieces. The last piece to this garden decor is a thicker rope also found at the Dollar Tree. Cut it in half and put it in the next to last hole of the upper rim to hang from a tree or post of your choice. I am just so happy with how this turned out. Here it is in all of its glory during the day. And night. We might have a humble home, but I love seeing this displayed every time we pull in. I really hope this inspires you to make one of your own. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Visit our community and share what you've created at Mommy McCracken on Facebook. Have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone.